Alright, so it's been a little bit since we've done one of these, so I figure it's overdue for a little bit of talk and might as well, for the first time in a while, discuss some of the new things and what's happening in my world and our world. So, to begin with, I'm gonna tell y'all all the new merchandise. Like, we've had it for a little bit, but I never really put the word out there 100% for all y'all to really find out. So I'm wearing one of them to start with. You can see right here is one of the UHC t-shirts, baby. We got them, real deal, 100%. And this is for all the true fans and those who've been down since the beginning. And I got one right here that you can see UHC on the front, L to the yeah. And better than that, our old slogan, we sell dope too. You know it, baby. And random shots, the word is. Now, this is the very first one. There's not a lot of these originals, so only the true fans who've been down since day one got them. Most of these ones are already gone, but they'll be more pressed up even when we run out. It's just as you see, this space right here in between the words, I think we'll probably end up putting a logo, and then that's how you'll be able to tell the originals from the laters. And then we have, obviously, CDs. This is our first album right here, which is always my favorite because it's the classic and it's, from when we were real young, so it's something else. It's like we've got basically every album we have is already, pressed up and whatnot. But there's, two, maybe three that haven't been. But basically every album you can find on this YouTube and anywhere else, we've pressed up. So there's copies for sale. And again, we cut people deals on everything because if you get everything, we throw in extra shit. We throw in flyers. We throw in, newspaper articles we've been in or magazines. We throw in, extra CDs if you get a CD or, you get a t-shirt. And also, and this one I'm showing because we have other ones, but this one there's only a couple left. The original E to the P posters, because Epitaph obviously is no longer with us, but you can still represent him with us because he's always going to be a part of me and a part of our group, even though he's not here. But these posters are not going to probably be pressed up again. But who knows? Maybe, but I doubt it. I don't want to necessarily do that to him, but we'll see if people really want him enough. Maybe, because again, I don't mind keeping his spirit alive at the same time. It's always a balancing act. But we have those and we have a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to get a bunch of stickers made too. So we'll have anything and everything you could want, at least of the basics. We're not going crazy merchandising just yet. But again, most of these things have been here, but it's definitely time to put the word out. Although people have been seeing the t-shirts and asking. So everybody who's asking, yes, we have the t-shirts for sale. You can buy them online if you want. All you have to do, you can email us. We take PayPal. We take cash. We take, anything you got. We'll take your food stamps. We'll take your Bitcoin. But yeah, anyway, enough with the promotional stuff. That wasn't really what this was for, but it's overdue. So like I said, I'm putting that word out now, official, because we're going to get a website up and running soon too. And better than that, I'm going to start using the Instagram because I know everybody wants me to start getting on Instagram and like doing this on Instagram Live. And then I'll start recording them and putting them up here the same way. But the main reason for this was partially because, again, we're starting to do touring. Like, we've been playing a couple shows lately here and there and like getting around, some of them small and some of them big. And, I really enjoy, that's the main thing. The main reason I do this for is to get out there and get around and meet up with any and all of y'all and, show y'all love, y'all show love. Because there's a lot of cool motherfuckers out there, let me tell you. I've met a lot of cool people at all of my shows, every single one. Not one show we've ever done has been, where you didn't at least meet one cool person that, you definitely connected with and they definitely appreciated us being there. And we're definitely going to be doing a lot more shows. And better than that, if you want us to perform with you, hey, hit us up. Because again, we're open to anything. I mean, obviously, if, depending on where you are, cost may be involved, but we're down to play anywhere and everywhere as long as, there's people and, they're willing to listen and dig it. And whatchamacallit, we got a lot more shit going on. Because again, we just did a couple of shows here and there. As a matter of fact, I just did a show for the first time in Texas, and that was actually with Twisted, and I really liked that. Like, I've never been to Texas before, and that was some cool shit, and that's exactly why I like doing the touring. Because again, you get around. So it's, there's going to be a lot more, but I'm mainly trying to keep it in Florida to really build it up, because Florida's always had kind of a hard scene to keep up. It's never been. It's a lack of venues. It's not so much the fans. There's a lot of fans nowadays, but the venues just aren't, because they try to shut everything down. Because there's always some shit that goes wrong, and it's like, well, what can you do? It's, things go wrong, but everything happens, things go one way, you can't do nothing about it. But again, that was part of it, is letting everybody know about the touring, because again, the touring is definitely something that's coming up and we want people to be aware of and try to pay attention to. And we're going to try to, make more announcements and post more flyers and things of that nature. So just, keep your ears open and keep your eyes peeled, because you will be seeing Random Shots. You will be seeing the name Random Shots in various places playing all sorts of shows. And you will see the UHC, once again, playing a lot of shows. Like, we'll be all over. So you just look out for us. But the main reason for this, beyond those other two as well, was because of the fact that I wanted to tell everybody about what we got coming up. Because obviously it's all good to be seeing us play live and people want that. And of course it's all good to be buying the merchandise, promoting whatnot. If people aren't familiar with our music, you definitely need to get familiar with our music, because we've been here for a while and we ain't going nowhere. We're only getting bigger every day. We're growing and growing and growing. And so that's the thing, is it's good to listen to our old music. And I love every track we've done all through the past. I definitely do. It's, we put a lot of work into all of this shit. And you can believe that. Because again, making just one album, one album takes a hell of a lot of time, effort, work, money, blood, sweat, tears, piss, shit, vinegar. Okay, it takes any and everything, because believe me, an album of material, one song takes a lot of work, and a whole album, it takes a hell of a lot more. But the fact that even just one person appreciating that album is what makes it all worth it. And like I said, every time I do one of those shows and people, I get off the stage and people want to come up and take pictures with me, and people want to come up and, tell me how dope the set was or how much they like the music and this and that. It just one person means the world. And, more than one person, it's just insane. It's great feeling. It's the best feeling you could have. I can tell you that for sure. But like I said, is all that old music? Yeah, it's all good. I like the old music. The old music's great and all. But this is about the new music, the future, what's to come. And this is exactly what it is, because we already have 9 albums, or maybe just over, floating around out there. They're all in the air, in the ethos. But we've got even more coming your way. We got a hell of a lot more coming. If you thought we had a lot already, we're about to be doubling down on it, as crazy as that could be. Because I'm about to finally release this year the trilogy. We're going to be releasing the final 3 to the other 3. I'm going to finally put Sullen MC's 3rd album, and people should really dig Sullen MC, even though he really doesn't seem to want to do music too much, or mainly he doesn't like to do shows, but he is definitely somebody with talent that, he has his own way, his own style and everything. And I wouldn't have done a song on his first album or let him be a part of our group if I didn't think that. And it's like, him and Epitaph had a bit of a falling out, a little bit before Epitaph passed. But that's all water under the bridge. Sullen is one of us, Sullen is family. So show Sullen love and, check out his music because he's got a bunch of albums. And again, he put a lot of work into that shit. And I definitely dig it. And, it's definitely worth giving a listen to. But I'm going to officially put Sullen's third album up with the rest of our shit so that Sullen has his first solo album that's self-titled, his second album, the mixtape Side A, Side B, and his third album, the Shadowless LP, which is definitely dope, and y'all are going to like it. But I'm going to be putting that out once I finish the trilogy of the Horrorcore Mixtape Volume 3. Everybody's been waiting for it. It's basically been done and recorded for a while. I mean, it's just kind of been sitting on the shelf, as it were. Epitaph posted some of the songs on his old YouTube, which is why I had to make this new YouTube so that way we could keep up and keep posting the new shit because unfortunately nobody has the password to the old YouTube and we couldn't get on it. So that's part of what sucked about it is I had no way of contacting any of our fans and letting them know. But sooner than later, I'm sure everybody will find us here. But anyway, the Horrorcore Mixtape Volume 3, which has a lot of good tracks on it. I mean, if you thought the first mixtape was dope, hey, if you thought the second mixtape was dope, even more so. But just like the second mixtape blew the first one out of the water, this third one blows that one out of the water and, up into the stratosphere all the way into the fucking sun. Because the third Horrorcore Mixtape is going to be something that people definitely remember. And better than that, for all of our fans out there, you'll love it even more because Epitaph is on a bunch of the tracks as always. So you definitely got a lot of new Epitaph to listen to. You got a bunch of everybody. A lot of the South Florida people are all over that. Fucking Flawless MC and Chop Devise and, hell, even Suicide and, Web3 and shit. Everybody's on it. And then better than that, I'm on a track with our group, but that one is already on our mixtape. That's going on there, though. But better than that, I'm going to be putting my own exclusive track on there that's not on anything else. That's only going to be on the Horrorcore Mixtape Volume 3. So the Mixtape Volume 3 is going to be the first thing coming out, and then with the Sullen MC Shadowless LP. And then after the third Horrorcore Mixtape, I'm officially going to be putting out the third UHC album that's, again, been sitting around for a while, essentially. And the third UHC album is called The Leftovers, which is more or less what it is. It's a lot of the stuff that was left over that, it was basically what was going for the second UHC album, which became the third one once we put out Just the Tip to be our second album, the mixtape. But the third UHC album, The Leftovers, again, for everybody, it's going to be something you definitely like because it's a hell of a lot more Epitaph once again, and it's some of his earliest solo tracks, the ones I produced. And then better than that, it's going to be, a lot of Beastman's solo stuff because unfortunately Beastman's album is probably never going to see the light of day. And then on top of that, it's going to be, some of the UHC tracks again that we had. And then on top of that, it's going to be most of, Sick Mind is going to be a big part of this one. Because again, Sick Mind on the first album was just one track, but then he was on a good chunk of the second album. But this third album is really, Sick Mind's going to show you even more how he shined on it. And so he's going to be a big part of it. And of course, yours truly is always a big part of it. I produced essentially the whole thing again, only a handful of tracks that I didn't. But this whole album is once again basically produced by moi. So, and I'm happy and I'm proud about that because I like the way a lot of these came out because again, the third album gives you a lot more of us, a whole bunch of different, styles and experiments and you name it. So not, us having 3 whole albums now for our group, that gives us a lot of material. And that's just, the group albums. And then To let everybody know on top of that, the one that everybody asks me all the time about is always, when is there going to be a random shot solo? When is there a random shot solo? When is there a random shot solo? Well, your prayers have been answered. Daddy's come home, and you're gonna get a big old Christmas present. Because, baby, you're getting it. The Random Shots solo album should be out either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Because, again, I got a lot on my plate because, after all, it's all on me. I'm the one that's responsible for releasing basically everything that's been put out by us. It's all gone through me in one way or another. So it's, at the same time, I hate having to put in so much work, even for all the albums that aren't really mine. But at the end of the day, I'm happy and I'm proud and I like seeing what we've all accomplished when we put in work. Because after all, again, everybody needs help, but I'm no different. That's why somebody help me before I lose it. Or at least before I get it back and then lose it again, because it's definitely not there anymore. But the solo album by Random Shots, here's the title officially for all of y'all to, spread the word and let it know. The Random Shots solo album is Scorched Earth Policy. That's the name, the first solo. And believe me, if you think you like any of the group albums or any of the other stuff, you're going to absolutely love this. Like, this is going to be above and beyond what most of you probably would even have expected. It's going to be something else. I promise you that. If there's nothing else I can promise, that's definitely it. It's going to be something else. Maybe that might not be good for you, but it'll be something else. Not the norm, not the usual. Something definitely off the wall, underground, different, upside down, backwards, twisted, fucking, hip hop hooray ho. It's going to be all of that and a lot more. So be prepared for it because that solo album is where things start taking a whole different direction. Oh, and don't worry, it'll still be wicked, at least to a good degree. Because I know that's what a lot of y'all worry about. I hear that a lot. Y'all want us to keep it, dark and scary. And believe me, that's always a big part of it. That ain't going to change. Now, that's all the main stuff planned in the immediate future. However, that in no way means that there isn't a lot more material besides that. We've all recorded and made a lot more music than just what I just told you there, the official albums that are coming. But however, everything else at the moment is untitled named projects and just various tracks for various reasons. But I will assure all of you of this, because I've had a few questions too. How much is there a lot more Epitaph? How much Epitaph material is there still to go? And boy, let me tell you, there's a shit ton of Epitaph material to go. As I like to call Epitaph, to me, he's Jupac. He's Jupac all the way because that boy recorded a lot of material. And you guys will be happy because there will be essentially a Pause the Nation Part 2. Now, we probably won't call it that, but there is definitely going to be at least one more solo album from Epitaph. And better than that, there will probably be a second album of Epitaph material, but it'll be mainly collabs because he did a lot of collaborations. That's what he loved to do, and that's why there's probably going to be enough for a whole album of collabs and a whole nother album of just unreleased Epitaph material. So believe me when I tell you, Epitaph is still going to be here in a lot of ways, and you're still going to hear a lot of what he did and how hard he worked and what he put together. And then besides that, there is more Random Shots material. Everybody always thinks I wanted to be a rapper, really, a poet, rapper, what have you. That was never really my thing. I was always more into producing and making music. And I've produced at least 200 or 300 beats at this point. And, it's like, that's what I really like to do. However, people really seem to like, my rapping better, like the insane poetry I write. So I'm keeping with it. And there is more material to come because I do have the album planned already after Scorched Earth Policy, as well as a lot more material written that doesn't necessarily have a destination as far as albums or any of that. It's just, we're artists. We're constantly creating, constantly thinking and writing and, playing and doing. So trust me when I tell you, on the horizon is a ton of material. So if you think you liked any of the stuff we've put out so far, believe me, we're going to be 1, 2, 10, 50, 100, 1,000, a million upping that. We're going to up it right up where the sun don't shine. We're going to up it up the Muppet. We're going to up it like a crumpet. I don't care. I don't stare. I don't flare. I don't share. It don't really make a difference. But as I'm telling y'all right now, we are going to be going above and beyond for y'all. So I want y'all to really appreciate it even more. And like I told y'all, just like Epitaph used to appreciate the love, believe me, I appreciate the love all the way. Like I said, right here, because I don't think y'all can see it. I appreciate the love to the fullest. And I know Epitaph appreciates the love, even though he ain't with us. He's up there somewhere. He appreciates it as well. So, definitely by all means, send us your emails, keep doing it. Send us your emails, send us, like fan videos, send us the pictures you take of us, send us, artwork you draw of us, send us, the fucking any and everything you got because we love it. And honestly, we might use it for something because if you send us a picture we take with you or even a picture you took of us, we might use it for something. If you draw artwork of us or, something involving us, again, we might use it. So, any and everything. Hell, even if you want to send in verses, what the hell, we listen to all sorts of shit, especially for the mixtapes. And there will be another horrorcore mixtape. I give you my word. I'm going to make it my business to at least put out a fourth one, if not more. It's like I want to keep it going. So any and everything, all the love, we appreciate it all the way, and we want y'all to keep it coming. So I just want to let y'all know what we got coming because it's time to let y'all know and give everybody a heads up. Spread the word to anybody you know, anyone you think will be interested. Because we do this for y'all and we're going to be trying harder and going harder every day until I'm in the grave with him. So I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So much love and hopefully y'all send it back and we can hear it and see it. So thank you. Love you. God bless.